Hiya, welcome to the next video. In this video, we're going to be looking at relays. I'm going to read, I don't know a lot about relays, all I know is they're used in automobiles, mainly. But relays are a type of switch that open and close circuits electromechanically or electronically. Relays control one electric circuit by opening and closing contacts in another circuit, using an electromagnet to initiate the switch action. When it's energized, the electromagnet, when it's energized, it will attract internal contacts completing a circuit which act as a switch. As I say, many times relays are used to allow a low powered circuit and a small low amperage switch to safely turn on a larger, more powerful circuit. Commonly found in automobiles. All right, commonly found in automobiles. So let's move on. Let me go over to our board, do the necessary, set it up. Yeah. So what we need to do, we're on our overhead view. So what we need to, we're going to be using the green switch on this occasion, and this is if you look here, this is the relay. All right, just here. Now we need to turn on our 4 buttons. So if we can remember what the buttons are, number 2, right? So it's on the block 5, 6, 7, okay, 5, 6 and 7. And then we need to turn on the relay. If we look here, the relay is number 4. Number 4, but it's number 2 on the block. So number 4 on our list and number 2 on the block. All right, there's the relay. All right, and we're going to be controlling the LED. Yeah, the little blue one here. All right. So let me just come across. Let me just sort out my windows. Don't know if I mentioned yesterday I soft launched my Patreon, so that'd be great if you could help me out there to buy modules and equipment for future videos. Anyway, enough of that. Let's switch over to our view for instruction, and let's open Thony. All right, so we open Thony, normal thing, we open, and we've got our template. All right, so we open that. Here it comes. So here's our template. We do a file save as, I'm going to call mine relay to make life simple. Relay.py, the Python extension, and we'll OK that. Excuse me. Right, now at the top we need to import our GPIO pins. So import capital R capital P small I dot GPIO as GPIO. Import time. Got that? So let's come down, and in our attributes we got to name our pin. So I'm going to call relay pin equals, and it's 32, so it's on pin 32. Yeah, then we want our button pin. Remember your bumpy text, equals 36. Right, so that's our relay pin and button pin named, our attributes. Now we have something here called D bounce time equals, and here it's got 50. Yeah, so that's all of our attributes done. All of our attributes done. That's all we need to do. Then we're going to come to our setup. We do not need global P, so we can take that out. We're going to set mode, set our GPIO pin, so it's GPIO.set mode, brackets on, GPIO.board, capitals, brackets off. We're going to be using the physical pins on the board. Right, now we need to do our GPIO setups. Setup, and it's relay pin. Yeah, so it's brackets on, relay pin, comma, GPIO in capitals, dot, and it's an output. All right, it's an out, so capitals, OUT, brackets off. Right, so that's our relay pin setup done. Then we need GPIO dot setup, brackets on, and it's our button pin. Yeah, comma, and it's an input, so a capital IN, in. Right, so we set the relay pin to an output, and we set the button pin to an input. That's what them two lines of code are doing. Right, now makes a change for the first time. We do not need the else statement. So what we can do, we can highlight all of this, backspace, and take it out. Yeah. So let's go back a bit, take it up so we can all see. And then we're going to come to our def loop. Right. Now, before the true statement, we've got a few lines of code to put in here. So we now got to set everything for the relay state. Okay, so it's relay state, and that equals false. Capital L on the false. Right, capital L, F on the false, F on the false. Here's a new line, last, change state, change time equals round time dot time, brackets on, off, star 1000, and that's brackets off. All right, so that's the last change time. Button state equals GPIO dot high. Okay, and then next, last button state equals GPIO dot high. Notice where I'm putting all the capitals last, B capital, S capital, and GPIO dot high. right? And then we have a command called reading equals GPIO dot high. Okay, so that's our loop. Starts off false. It's the last change time round time.time 1000. Button state is high. Last button state is GPIO high. Reading equals GPIO dot high. Okay, got all them commands. Now we're going to our true loop. Right, reading equals GPIO dot input brackets button pin brackets off. Read the button pin. So when the button's pressed, this is what I want you to do. Okay, so this is what this code is we're going to go through. When the button's pressed, this is what you do, and when the button's taken off, this is what you do. All right, so reading. If, okay, reading exclamation mark equals, right, last button state, capital B, capital S on state, yeah, let me just last button state, colons, auto indent, right? So basically it's saying read the button state, last change time, notice the capitals, equals round brackets on time.time brackets on off star, okay, 1000 brackets off. All right, so that's the last change time. Just make sure I know what I'm doing. Yep. So return backspace if, again, if this happens, yeah? Brackets on, round, brackets on, time, dot, time, let's mark where I am. Brackets on, off, star, 1000, brackets, off, yeah, dash, last change time, brackets off, so that's closing our first bracket, yeah, a greater than D bounce time, brackets off, colons. So we've closed all our brackets. So another if statement, if reading exclamation mark equals button state colons auto indent. Let's move this down a bit. Let's move this down a bit. Button state equals reading semicolon. Oh, this wouldn't be so bad if I could spell reading, would it? Semicolon. Yeah. Now, I don't know. We've got another if statement in here. If button state equals GPIO low capitals colons. Right, so if this is saying if the button is released, we put a print. Sorry, if button state equals GPIO low, print button is pressed, release state equals not relay state. Okay, so print brackets on. Okay, button is pressed. So quotes button is pressed. All right, and then off and brackets on. Relay state equals not relay state okay. Let's move this down. We have another if statement. Okay, if button state, sorry, if done the button state, if relay state colons auto indent print turn on relay. Okay, quotes off, brackets off. Okay, so that's that. Let's now move on to colons. Oh. Let me just change that. It's an E. Okay, come down. Else print brackets on quotes turn off relay. Okay, quotes brackets off. Quotes off, brackets off. Right. So now we come here, backspace, backspace under the if, this if statement, yeah? So it's another else, colons, auto indent, print, brackets on, quotes, button is released. Brackets off. Right. So this is all the code that turns off, on and off the relay. So we now need to do some backspaces. The else, the second if, we want under the third if. Okay, the third if. We're still in the while loop. All right. GPIO dot output relay pin, comma, relay state, brackets off. Let's come down, let's come down. Last button state, notice where the capitals are, equals reading. Right, last button state, store latest state. Right. Let's bring this up where you can see it. Then we got our cleanup. Yeah. We don't need to add anything to that. I'll destroy and what we normally have. Oh yeah, you see this? I don't know if I've brought this up before. I can't remember. Let's just show you. If you do hashtag, if I can find it on the keyboard. See it somewhere. There you go. If I do a hashtag, it's not part of the program, and I can type in here whatever I want. All right, program, starting. It's a way of putting notes next to your code. So if you're working in a team and you're all working on the same code, then I could go to, well, what code someone else has written, I can go for, oh, that's for that, that's for that, that's for that. Yeah, so it's a good practice to put notes on your code. Yeah. So there we go. It's a bit of a complicated one, As I say, it's the first time I've looked at this. Let's do a file. Sorry, I keep doing that file save. Just go to this one and hit that. That will save it. Right. So that's saved it. Just checking. I'm sure there's going to be some mistakes in here. I'm sure there are. I've already seen one. GPIO. Let's go through. Set relay pin to output. Yep. In the setup. pin to input. Round time dot time. Print button is pressed. Turn on relay, turn off relay. But the only thing we can do really is run it and see what mistakes we got. Run this baby. Okay, line 32. Else print turn off relay. Python doesn't know how to read your program. Syntax error. Let's come down. Else. I'm just checking something. Yeah. Okay, let's stop. This needs to be under the if. Right. That's all I can see the problem there. I'm open. We try it again. Hopefully that's the only mistake we got. Line 34. Else. Let me just check. Let me just quickly check. I think it's something to do with the indenting. So if button state GPIO print then it's if relay state print turn on relay else colons print turn off relay else colons print button is released else. Bear with me, button state GPIO print relay state if relay state print else print turn off relay else print button is released. Shows where it gave up, but the actual state can be before. Right, okay. So if button state equals GPIO dot dot low relay state right. Yeah, I think I've sussed it. I think let me stop this. This is all tabbed over too far. That's what I think it is. Right, let's rerun it again. Did you misspell it? Right. Line 46. Loop. Line 36. GPIO. Let me just look at this. Right, okay. Stop this. Control C. That should be not greater than full stop. Relay pin brackets. Right, let's try again. Program is starting. Let's do a couple of keyboard interrupts. Let's stop the program. Back end. Let's start it again. Program is starting. Right. I think everything's working. I had a little problem with my board. So, let me do. Didn't have the button put on correctly, because when you get this board, you have to construct it. Right. So let's run it. Okay. And let's go over to our board. Yeah, let's go over to our board. And let's see what happens when I press the green button. The relay clicks in and turns on the LED. Let me just go back across so you can see. The button is pressed. Turn on relay. Button is released. I'll press it again. Button is pressed. Turn off relay. Button is released. So it's working. We only had a few small mistakes. There we go. On and off, on and off. Right. Okay. That was a long one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget that my Patreon's now going. It'd be great if you could support me so I can buy more equipment to make more videos. Don't forget thumbs up to like, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.